Hello, how are you? Welcome to the episode of the Short, Pale, and Handsome Podcast. I'm your boy, Loy Lee. Today, for me, right now, is Sunday, April 4th, Easter. So you're seeing this on Easter Monday. I don't know if that's a holiday or not. I don't know if there's a holiday. We're still looking for Jesus. He's risen, and we dedicate Monday, Easter Monday, looking for him. I don't know how that works. But happy Easter. I hope all is well with your family. Safe, happy, healthy. I hope you guys got a chance to go run around in the bush with the kids looking for colored eggs. I don't know how that fits into Christianity. I don't know what Easter rabbits and eggs and Jesus Christ killing, the murder of Jesus Christ. I don't know how those all fit in to the grand scheme of things. I'm sure there's a historical thing that someone's going to put in the comments below. I just don't know it. Chocolate bunnies, colored eggs, Jesus on the cross. I don't know. I don't know what the correlation is, but I'm working on that. It's going to bother me the whole thing. I'm going to look it up. I bet you it's a pagan holiday, right? When Christians were having low enrollment rates, and then the corporation was like, we need to get more people in here. What do we got to do? Like, well, the pagans are on the rise. Yeah, maybe we should figure out how to market better to them. You know what, Pontius Pilate? You know what? I think you guys got something good there. I don't know who's in charge of marketing in Christianity, but it probably wasn't the guy that killed Christ. I don't know. But they're like, hey, maybe if we find some similarities and you go, hey, you have a holiday on this day, we have a holiday on this day. That's wild. What do you guys do? Rabbits? I don't know. They got rabbits. I don't know how to fit that into the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Colored eggs. Rabbits and colored eggs. Oh, fucking figure it out, guys. I don't know how this is going to work, but let's just market it. If you put chocolate in the mix, people are going to forget about why we do anything. Yeah, let's go with that. Print it. I'm sure it had something to do with that. Happy Easter. I didn't go to church today. We missed it. I slept through it. We're like, hey, let's go to this like sunrise service and see if we can beat Jesus to church. We beat him to church. I think we beat him to church every day. Every year we go, we show up in the morning and Jesus is not there. And I think that's the thing, right? Isn't Easter the day that he was risen and then a bunch of chicks showed up? The stone was rolled away and he wasn't there. That's exactly how I felt. I rolled up and Jesus wasn't there. So we're blessed. God is good all the time, right? I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you guys are not taking any religious counsel or historical counsel from me, because that's not this type of podcast. Like, I'm only 3 minutes in and I've already insulted at least 17 people. So if you're insulted by now, cheers to you. Happy Easter, everybody. Vegas is basically open. There's not a lot of things that you can't do in Vegas. You want a nightclub, there's nightclubs open. You want to go to hookah, there's hookah. You want to go to brunch, there's brunch. Whatever. We almost went to a yacht rock party, because there's nothing that says Happy Easter like listening to 4 hours of everything that sounds like Michael McDonald. 4-hour brunch, overpriced eggs of, I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting that we got eggs at the house and I could have made it for literally 17 cents on an egg. Is that how much it is? $1.50 for 12? Sure, the math seems to work out. But yeah, that's once we found out it was a yacht rock party, I was kind of intrigued, and my wife was like, what is yacht rock? And then so I showed her Michael McDonald. Minute by minute by minute, Yamo be there, which actually would be kind of an appropriate song for Easter. I don't think there's Easter carols, but Yamo be there might be one of them. Because, they're like, yeah, I'm going to be there. And then he rolls the rock and he's not there. I guess, we'll be there. We'll be there. What are you saying, Lloyd? Yacht rock party, brunch, overpriced eggs, limitless mimosas, and yacht rock. That was the thing. I don't know whose idea was like, hey, Easter yacht rock brunch, but we were going to do that. My wife put the whole kibosh on the yacht rock thing. I don't know. I don't know what my wife has issues with fucking Michael McDonald's. Why can I not think of another yacht rock anything other than Michael McDonald? I'm sure I had a whole bunch of yacht rock artists in my head, and then when I go to bring it up, I keep forgetting. Yacht rock is not a thing anymore. As you can see, I'm trying to look it up. Yacht rock. Here we go. I forget. There's a C in yacht, everybody. West Coast sound, adult-orientated rock. What are examples? Yacht rock. Kenny Loggins, Hall & Oates. Okay. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy. She'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. Yamo Be There. That's one. Steely Dan. Minute by Minute. The Doobie Brothers. Dopest name on the planet. I don't know how you got away with sounding like Michael McDonald and naming your band Doobie Brothers. I don't know how that'll work. But Summer Breeze makes me feel fine. Okay, stop singing, Lloyd. Basically, I am just in mourning because I wanted to spend $17 on a Denny's plate while listening to yacht rock and drinking limitless mimosas on the day that Jesus showed up missing. But we didn't. We just went out to lunch. No yacht rock involved, no overpriced eggs. We went to get some noodles. And it was, let me tell you guys, that winter in Las Vegas is maybe 6 days. That's it. 6 days. Ooh, it's chilly. And then it goes straight to, fuck you, it's hot. It don't stop. It was like 80 something degrees today and that's like in the shade. 96 degrees in the shade. Are you just going to sing all podcast? Probably. Quite possibly. It was like 86 degrees today, and then that's not including the sun factor. The sun makes it 10 degrees hotter. No bullshit. Summer's here. Summer beat the Easter Bunny to death to Las Vegas. But it's hot. I have to get used to the fact that it is hotter for the majority of the year, and it's really only chilly maybe 2-3 months out of the year. Chilly. Not even cold. Chilly. I'm born and bred in New England. I'm prepared for cold. It was 70-something degrees, and I was like, maybe I should buy a jacket. Maybe I should just buy another jacket. I brought jackets to Las Vegas, and I was like, hey, maybe I should buy new jackets at 75 degrees. Who knows? Might be it get cold again. It won't. Not until next year. But it is hot. I have to get used to not layering. I think I'm going to be the short shorts, tank top, flip-flop guy for the rest of my life. And what do you mean? Like the guy, the bro, the backwards hat, the 5 fingers above the knee shorts. I don't think I could go Larry Bird in his prime height shorts, but I think I'm going to go. I think you're going to see above my kneecap for the first time ever. Like a good, solid 4 to 5 inches. Shove a couple fingers in between my kneecap and the shorts. I'm going to be that guy. Salmon color ones, I don't know. Teal, maybe, but salmon, I don't know if salmon is a fitting color for me. Tank tops. Just tank tops, flip-flops, shorts. And I've never been that guy in my life. I've dabbled in the shorts arts, in the tank top arts, and I didn't I didn't oppose to it too much. But I think with this Las Vegas heat being the majority of the year, I remember it being warm all the way into November. And then it was like December, January, maybe little bits of February. Like, oh, I need a windbreaker on. But Vegas is open, and it's frightening. Not because I think I'm going to catch COVID, but I think people are going to catch COVID. I don't really fear for myself because I already had that brush with the COVID last week or 2 weeks ago, and I've come to grips with it. I think it's a possibility, but I don't think that I don't know. I'm not too worried about it as much as like I see people no masks, drinking alcohol, getting into fights, punching people, just arms out, walking around the strip, just bumping into other people with bare arms and no masks and drinking alcohol, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's wearing masks because they think it's going to help anything. They're wearing the mask because they're told to, and they don't think it's like a life-saving, quite possibly a life-saving thing. They just see it's like it's just a mere inconvenience. And you're like, well, Lloyd, technically, and you could be on either side. I don't know. I'm doing what I'm told to do. That's really what it comes down to. Hey, you don't want to go out to eat, you got to wear a mask. If you want to go out to eat, you got to wear a mask. Dope. I can do that. You want to go out in public, wear a mask. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't even think the scientists know what's what, apparently. But I'm just doing no shirt, no shoes, no service. If I want to go into 7-Eleven, I got to wear shirts and shoes, apparently. And we're all on board with that. No free titties for anybody in this 7-Eleven, and we're all on board with that. Pants apparently are optional, but I look out into the crowd and people just don't care. And that's frightening. In working with people every day, all day, nobody really seems to have a problem with it. Nobody's like, at least at my store, nobody's like, oh, I'm not wearing a mask. I have not dealt with that yet. And you see it a lot, like on the news, and then I've been seeing videos of just people like, I'm not wearing a mask. Well, then you can't be a Disney star. Well, I paid $50,000. Right, that's dope, but just wear a mask. Just get temperature checked. I think most of us are just, okay, that's what I got to do to be here. Let's just do it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm literally 13 minutes in it, and I went on a rant. Oh, Jesus. Am I wearing a mask? Yes. Do I like to wear a mask? You know what? With all this anti-Asian hate crime, I enjoy the fact that I wear a mask. People, especially being in where we are, people are like, is he Hispanic? Is he a Mexican? Or is he Asian? Or is he just a funny-looking, ambiguous native? I don't know. But I haven't had any issues with the anti-Asian hate crimes and stuff like that. Thankfully, not bragging, not saying it doesn't exist, not saying that's not happening. I'm just saying that I haven't experienced it. I don't think that my day has gone by any more threatened than it normally would be. My day consists of microaggressions and stupid questions. That might be the new name of my next album. Oops, I dropped something. Microaggressions and stupid questions. That's a dope. That's a dope album title. But yeah, I haven't really had any issues. Nobody has refused to help. Nobody has refused my help because I was Asian. And I put my name on my tag. There's the fucking dumbest thing. Name tags. Hey, I work here. Even though I'm wearing the uniform of what you would think I would be wearing if I worked here, I'm wearing all of that, but I gotta have a name tag to let you know that I work here and have my name, which I think is dumb. But anyways, my name, pretty freaking Chinese, Loy. Hello, my name is Loy. I sell cell phones here. And no one was like, I don't want to work with that guy. Because it would be very interesting if someone I'm very curious how that conversation would be like. Hey guys, I want to buy a new cell phone. Great, Loy will take care of you. Is there anybody else? Can anybody else take care of me? I'm curious how that would work. What kind of monster? I guess there's. I guess it's not. I guess it's the less of a monster than the person being like, "Hey, there's an Asian person. Let me go punch him in the face." I guess there's levels to monsters, right? But I almost got into a fight at work with a customer, and I almost got punched. That's it. And it had nothing to do with me being Asian. It literally had nothing to do with me being Asian. Somebody came in, try to pay their cell phone bill, swipe their card, it declined. Swipe the card again, declined. Swipe the card again, declined. Why? Because the person's like, well, try it again. I have enough money. Swipe it again. Swiped it again. Try it again. I know for sure. We swiped it like 3 times. Decline, decline, decline. And then he's like, well, I'll show you. Not that, listen, people, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. You can show me how much money you have in your bank account, but that doesn't allow me, it doesn't help. Knowing how much you have in your bank account, visually seeing it does not help this decline situation. It's embarrassing, I get it. But when you're like, hey, let me show you and prove to you, it's like, I can't help this situation. I can't. There's nothing I can do. But the guy goes in and shows me, goes into his bank account and shows me, and it's not there. You could literally see pending charge, pending charge, pending charge, pending charge. Shit. When I saw that, I was like, fuck. This is not going to be good. And then it's like, okay, well, you know what? This is what I can do for you, sir. Let me call your bank and let me see if I can't get this situated. I looked in my systems to see if there was a receipt or where the money is, and it's at this point his bank declined it and it's holding the charge. And I call there is no. It was one of those janky green dot cards or whatever. There's no number. There's literally no number to call. So I'm on the app and I'm texting the person yeah, we'll release the funds in 11 days. So this guy's literally got no money for 11 days because we swiped it a bunch of times and it didn't go through. I felt bad. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let's see if we can't figure this out. And after a while, the customer got mad. Customer got mad, rightfully so. I'm in the back talking to management. He's banging on the door. I come out there and I'm talking to him, and one of the coworkers hey sir, you can't bang on that door. And then he's yelling at him. We're walking out. I'm walking with him. I'm showing him, hey, I'm talking to your bank. He just aggressively snatches, he grabbed the phone out of my hand, but he grabbed my hand and over dramatically smacked it and then grabbed it out of my hand. Over dramatic. I get it. I'd be pissed too. Snatches it out of my hand, and then I was like, hey, this is what we can, and he didn't want to hear it. This is what we can do, and then cuts me off. And he's like, I will fucking beat you up. Which, I get it. You're angry. You kicking the shit out of me is not going to get your money back. I'm not a piñata of money. You cannot beat me up and I'm just going to give you your money back. That's not how anything like that works. That would be assault and aggravated theft, robbery, something like that. Strong arm. Are you strong arming me? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But he's like, he's like, I will beat you up. And then he cocks back. And I just stood there. Why? Because I know that he was far enough where he would have to take a step before he was in lunging range. That's how far away he was. And I understood that. Once he snapped the phone out of my hand, he walked 2 steps, 3 steps. I took 1 step back on purpose, right? He was 3 steps away, 4 steps away, and he went to cock back. He went to cock back, and then he saw like how far away I was, and he realized it's probably not a good look. Was I scared? Not really. Am I afraid that this guy's going to come back? Yeah, that's my fear. Catch me in the parking lot. Catch me outside. And then I'm not even going to recognize, like, oh, shit, I keep forgetting what you look like. But yeah, man, it's not every day we get rambunctious I don't want to say life-threatening, threatening threats. Threatening threats. It's not every day that we get threats. And it's not every day that it potentially could be ended in fisticuffs. But listen, I'm not a fighter. I watch a lot of fighting. I'm not a fighter. I understand I've got this great spatial awareness. And I know just enough to be like, oh, I'm not really worried. You would have to have taken a step closer to me and then lunged. And at that time, I don't know, I'd have to come up with a game plan. But I knew him cocking back was just not enough to hit me. The store was shaking up. We banned the guy. And okay, here's the funny part. You're like, Lloyd, this story sucks. Yeah, I almost got punched. He almost threw at me, maybe. And then, my other coworker was like, you got to get out of here. You're banned. Don't come back. And then the guy, like halfway through the doorway, turns around and he's like, I'm banned. You can ban these nuts. And then walked out. And then tipped over a trash can. And then walked away. And I think that was the funniest thought. You can ban these nuts. Me and the coworkers were like, wow, that was fucking interesting. And don't get me wrong, like, I feel bad for the guy. I get why you're angry. I get the yelling part. But, like, you can't fix these technical issues with your fist, people. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, you beat me up, and then now we put you in a worse situation. I get beat up. I go to the hospital. I take time off paid. You go to jail. And that becomes a problem. That becomes a huge problem. So, and I was thinking about it, and I am not afraid of... I'm not afraid. I mean, the only thing I'm afraid of is, like, crazy, right? You can't predict crazy. Crazy is crazy. I work in a single location. I am not hard to find. You can find me at this location. I work 30, 40 hours a week, so you just show up, and at some point, I'll be there. Right? The store is open from, like, I don't know, whatever, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and whatever the math is. You just show up enough times, I'll be there. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of crazy. I'm not afraid of fisticuffs. And I'm not even a tough guy. I know I could take a punch. One punch. 2 punches, okay. So yeah, almost getting punched in the face is that weird thing where you just like, how is this even going to end? Like, you punch me, that doesn't fix it. And people aren't thinking. I get it. People don't think. You get your anger sorted out, but at what point, like, where does punching somebody solve your problems? Like, this isn't high school anymore. We aren't Neanderthals. Like, I didn't get the bank loan? Let me punch this guy in the face real quick, and let me see. Sir, you've been declined. Bow! Sir, you've been declined. Bow! Sir, fine. You punch me again, and we'll approve it. Bow! Okay, approved. My biggest fear in all of that really is, like, going home and telling my wife. I was afraid to tell my wife that, like, yeah, I almost got into a fight. I potentially could have been in a fisticuff at the trabajo. And I was not looking forward to having that conversation because you're like, oh, well, then you got to explain, and then you got to be like, well, it's really not that. You know what? Let me just tell the podcast about it, and then you can listen to it, and that would just be a better explanation. My wife is very concerned. My wife is always afraid that I don't want to say afraid, concerned. I leave the house and she just wants me to come home safe. And that's what love is, people, right? The nonsensical fear of somebody not coming back. And I get it. I get it. I worry when I don't see her too. But I was just very concerned about like her being worried and like having to reassure her that it's fine and that I wasn't really, really, really in any danger. No harm was done. No, no husbands were injured in the making of this story. No cell phones either, apparently. I don't know. I think I'm too old to get into a fight. My reps, the other reps were like, well, what would you have done if you punched? He was like, I don't know. I really don't know what I would have done. I feel like I would have taken the punch, and then he probably would have ran off, to be honest. But then on the other hand, it's like, oh, what are you going to do? Hit me with a two-piece combo? Pop, pop. 4-7-4, 4-7-2, 4-7-4, 4-6. Hit me with just boxing combos. Do the Ali shuffle. What was going to happen? He punched me once. Stick around? Doubt it. Punch me twice, and I put him in a rear naked chokehold. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And I'm not a fighter, but it's my wife, not my wife, my boss. I guess my wife is my boss, but my boss at work wanted to like, hey, you should probably take like a mental health day. You should take a mental health day and just, take some time off. Just take a day off, let your mind clear, and which would have been dope because it happened, and then if I took the day off, and then it would be Easter, I would have had 2 days off. But no, the Bostonian in me was like, no, just push all of those concerns, all of those emotions, all of those feelings, push that down, all the way down, and just go back to work. Grab your lunch pail and your hard hat and just show up on the line every day. Probably not good. And that's probably why men die faster than women. Why? Because we're those knuckleheads that go, oh, mental health. Ha, ha. If my boss didn't use mental health, he'd be like, yeah, just take the day off. Whatever. Just go do something. Take your mind off it. I would have been like, yeah, that's a great idea. But he was like, hey, you should take a mental health day. It's like, mental health? And then the red flags came popping in my head. And I was like, I'm mentally healthy. My mental health is fine. I have no mental health issues. I'm not crazy. What do you mean crazy? You're crazy. Totally not red flags. Total not red flag. Totally healthy to just push. And I don't know, is that the guy in me? Is it like the 80s kid in me? Is it the Bostonian in me? I don't know. Like I said, I would have taken the day off, I'm sure. Just, hey, if he just said, hey, don't come in, just take the day off, I would have been fine. Hey, take a mental health day. And then you give me the option? Please. I'm the mentally healthiest person here. I'll prove it to you. I'll show up the next day. I don't care. I'll work an extra shift. I did. Actually, I showed up early. I don't know. That's got to be a red fucking flag. But that's it, man. I mean, oh, let's talk. I'm like closing out this thing, and the one thing that I wrote on the notes, like, hey, this is what you're gonna talk about. I got back on stage for the first time this past week, and I got back on stage, and it was not as horrible as I thought it was gonna be, but it was as painful as I thought it was gonna be. I got back on stage, did an open mic, and with open mics, the expectation is very, very low. There is like zero expectations. You go up there and you just say stuff until like your 5 minutes is up. That's the expectation. Can you talk for 5 minutes? I'm talking for 30 minutes. Can you talk for 5 minutes and be somewhat engaging and tell jokes maybe? So the stakes were very low. And I got up there and just going through the bits at this point, like not anything new. Like, let's just go through the motion. Let's warm this car up and not even revving it. Let's just see if it all still works. And going through the bits, I could just, like, in my head, in real time, be like, yeah, that's not how that goes. Oh, yeah, you forgot to mention that. Oh, that's like you're missing pieces. Like, just being able to like auto correct in my head, just being like, oh, yeah, this is fuck. And I didn't do anything new. So all of this stuff should have just been like muscle memory, but I hadn't really done comedy in 3 or 4 months. I did I've done 2 mics since I've been to Vegas, and I've been here since August. So, I mean, it was good to be hanging out with other comics and just getting out and feeling the urge to stretch my legs and try to get back on stage. Part of it is really just jumping in. That's part of the fear. An object at rest wants to stay at rest. An object in motion wants to stay in motion. And I finally got the ball rolling. So I'll be back. Again, what's it, Monday when you're getting this? Monday, I'll be up on Monday and Tuesday. And just trying to get out and hang out with comics. So, wow. The one topic that I wanted to talk about was the topic that I literally shoved in like 2 minutes. Who knows? Who knows what goes on in this brain anymore? All right, guys. That's it. I love you. If you're watching this, definitely check out the audio portion. It's wherever you find podcasts. And if you're listening to this, which my numbers are growing, if you're new to this, thank you very much for listening. And if you're listening to this part, if you've gotten this far through the podcast, you're fucking amazing. I fucking love you guys. I hope you got to work safely if you're listening to this podcast. But yeah, if you're listening to this, there's audio portion of this. And then if you're just on YouTube or wherever you're getting this video portion, we have it on podcast as well. And I just started TikTok, which I'll probably talk about next time because I'm horrible time management today. All right, guys, I love you very, very much. Happy Easter. I hope you find Jesus and tell your mom I said hi.